Well, we got a great show for you today. You'll listen to everything we have with our guests today, and it's all about lowering your utility bills and the opportunities that could be there for everybody. To my right is Lisa Shulock, and Lisa, you're going to give us a lot of details of how it's done because you've worked with it many times. And to my left, I have Frank Livolski, who actually is a recipient of some of those things to lower his costs, and he can talk about that. Bensalem resident for many, many, many years, and businessman here, obviously. And I guess, Lisa, we'll give you an opportunity to open up and talk about, and we know he's a recipient of some of this. Tell us how you get the word out so that people might be able to take advantage of it.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. It's great to be here. And you're exactly right. Putting solar panels on your roof can dramatically reduce your electricity bills. And our organization, the Philadelphia Energy Authority, is working very closely with an organization called the Pennsylvania Solar Center. And we provide technical assistance to companies like Frank's, Superior Commercial Kitchens, to help them analyze whether solar is the right thing for them to do or not, and what the financial models look like, and help connect them to solar installers for them to find the best installer that's going to work with them. And what we found is that businesses like Frank's and municipalities like Bensalem and nonprofits like there's many different houses of worship and schools that have gone solar, and they've all seen their electricity bills go down dramatically. Frank is going to talk about one of the reasons that they decided to invest in solar now is because there is a federal tax credit called the investment tax credit, which can provide 30 or 40 or sometimes even 50% reduction in the cost of installing solar. And Frank will talk about that, how that's impacted his business. So we are excited to talk with you today and to your constituents about how solar might help them reduce their overall expenses for residents, for commercial businesses, for municipalities, and nonprofits.
So residents can also inquire from you?
Yes, residents can also reach out and get access to our list of solar installers that we work with, and we work in the 5-county region. So okay. Bucks, Delaware, Chester, Montgomery, and Philadelphia counties.
Yeah. Lisa, our building that you're in sitting in right now, it's 20 years we've installed that.
Yes.
And we've had great savings all through those years.
Absolutely.
And so I understand it, and I know how important it is. We talked a little about it at my home. I maybe should get on the ball here and do it at my home also. I would just switch over to Frank. Frank, tell us a little bit about, you're involved now this year, right? You got involved.
Yes, we just got it installed at the end of June. So July was our first month, and the Pico meters just went in August. So we really haven't seen the reduction in the bills yet, but we can tell from the app that we have.
Yeah, you showed me that on your phone.
I can just give you like a quick little example here. That since the end of June, which was maybe a couple of days in June, and 1 month of July, and a couple of weeks in August, we've produced already 7.5 million watt hours, and we've only consumed 3.3 million watt hours. So we've actually sent back to the grid a net of 4.2 million watt hours, which Pico will pay us at the full price.
So, and how did you get involved?
Well,
now we're talking to Lisa. Was she part of this?
No, in the beginning, Lisa was not part of it. I'll tell you how I got involved. A solar company contacted me, cold calling, walking in off the street, believe it or not. And they put a proposal in front of me, and I thought it was, pretty good. But I didn't really know a whole lot about it because it's pretty confusing if you've never done it before. And then we start talking. We've got 4 different meters. So we've got 2 different buildings, and we've got a parking lot. And they said, oh, you can't do the parking lot across the street because you would have to trench underneath the ground, or you'd have to run overhead wires or whatever. So, they said it wouldn't be worth it to do the parking lot, but we could do the other buildings and we would have to connect wires and all this other stuff. So bottom line is they became missing in action. So we were calling them and saying, hey, what's going on? Where's the quote? You said you were going to re-quote. And they basically became like a fly-by-night company that was giving us bad information. So,
Don't mention them, by the way.
no, I won't mention them. I even forget their name. But the important thing is that after they went missing in action and gave us bad information, then we found the Pennsylvania Solar Center. And when we found that was the best thing ever, because this is what this organization does.
That's you, right?
Yes, we're partnered with them.
That's how he.
The PA Solar Center. So we researched with a Google search, solar, because it's hard to find local solar suppliers in our area. But the PA Solar Center, they did all the work for us. It was free. They said you could pay a donation if you wish, which I think I gave them $50 or something like that, to do the work. And then they gave us spreadsheets and analysis of, let's say, 3 different contractors. And we picked one of the 3, which was local. And we wound up going with, surprisingly, Superior Solar. We're Superior Commercial Kitchens.
Yeah.
They're Superior Solar. And they really went over and above and did an outstanding job for us. So, and they also gave us the proper information. We didn't have to dig, we didn't have to trench, we didn't have to do any overhead wires. We can have any meter just net it into our system. So it's called net metering, where you just give the meter numbers to Pico and they offset the usage against those meters. So there's no wiring connected. You don't have to worry. It's like wireless.
Yeah.
So some of these companies are giving bad information. The old technology was digging and trenching.
That's why you're here, and that's why Lisa's here, because we don't want the bad information. Just
the right information, right?
Yeah.
So I highly recommend, doing it the right way and getting a qualified contractor. And they did everything they said they were going to do. And it's a 6-year payback for us, so it's a big thing.
Yeah. Well, we'll get back to you, Lisa. I just heard the story of how it didn't work with the first person, but that looks like with you and who you're cooperating with, you got it done.
Yeah. So solar is something that most businesses, most nonprofits, they don't have any experience, as Frank said, in purchasing. If you know how to lease a car, you even know how to lease a warehouse, maybe, if that's your line of business. You know how to buy a Xerox machine, but most people don't have experience in purchasing solar and understanding solar. So the Philadelphia Energy Authority and the PA Solar Center recognize there's a big gap there, and that there are companies like the first company that Frank encountered that are providing bad information, or Frank in some ways is lucky that he didn't end up putting a lot of money down on something that wasn't going to benefit him.
Right.
So we started.
Is that state related?
We are, so the PA Solar Center is a nonprofit, and most of their funding comes from grants. The work that we're doing with them is grant funded. We have funding from 2 regional foundations, the William Penn Foundation and the Green Family Foundation, that are supporting this free technical assistance that Frank just described. The Philadelphia Energy Authority is quasi-public entity. We get small amounts of government funding, city funding, but we also are significantly supported by grants and some fee income. And our goal, and we've been running the Solarize program since 2017 in Philly, supporting residents to go solar and helping them make sure, and we vetted multiple solar installers to make sure, so they can know that they can have confidence in the solar installers that we recommend. And more recently, we added commercial properties to the groups that we support, and we just this week, it's in Philadelphia, or this region, it's Solar Week, and just this week we launched the Solarize program for residents to the 4 surrounding counties of Philadelphia. We've been running it for 9 years in Philly. Now we're running it for the region. And we're very excited. We have 5 solar installers who've signed up to to work with us. Some of them have continued for a number of years. The company that Frank just mentioned, Superior Solar Design, has been working with us for, I think, about 6 years. They've been a part of the Solarize program. And when I heard about Superior Commercial Kitchens that was looking for a solar installer, and I know Doug Edwards, who's the owner of Superior Solar Design, I called him up. I was like, Doug, you have to bid on this project. It would be such a great story to have Superior providing solar to Superior, and it worked out.
Great story.
They offered the best price, and according to Frank, some great service. So we're very pleased. But there's also a number of other installers we work with in the region who are fabulous as well.
Well, all the information will be on the screen, so they'll be able to make contact with you and everything. Frank, when I saw your name and everything today, I go back to your dad many, many years ago.
Yes.
Because he actually worked with us at our store, and he used to take care of all the knives and stuff, and I guess that's 30-some years ago.
Yes.
And so you guys carried on. You actually got bigger, and you do a lot.
Yes.
So just give us a brief thing about your business.
About the business. So this is our 63rd year in the business. We started out in the butcher saw business.
Yeah.
And then
That was Dad.
That was Dad, and the butcher saw and meat grinder and all the cutting edges. And then we, in the 80s, we moved into restaurant equipment. And now we have a rental division that rents equipment. So we sell equipment, we lease equipment, new equipment, used equipment. We can basically equip entire restaurants, from the hood to the walk-in box to the seating, everything.
Great story.
Yeah.
Great story. Bensalem business.
Bensalem, and getting ready to transition it to the fourth generation.
The fourth generation.
Yes.
Wow.
In a couple of years.
Wow. That's wonderful, because they usually don't work. Generation.
Yes.
If you make the third one, they say that's wonderful. Right. Lisa, I'll give you the last word.
Solar can really help to reduce your utility costs. It's not for everyone. There is a federal tax credit that will expire next year.
27.
At the end of 2027, but the solar installers are saying that if you don't contract with them this fall, in the next couple of months, then it's going to be too late, because they are fully booked because this tax credit is expiring. And it's like, who wouldn't want a 30 or a 40% discount on something?
Yeah.
It's like, it's pretty amazing. It's a federal tax, it's called the investment tax credit, and it gives a dramatic reduction in the total cost of solar. And as we know, utility costs are going up, especially electricity. All energy costs are going up. Electricity costs are going up, and there's frankly no end in sight. So solar, once you invest in it, you have free fuel. You have free energy for 20 or maybe even 30 years. So
And you sell back.
And you're selling back. So as Frank talked about the net metering, right now, so Frank talked about how much energy has been generated in the last month and a half. This is the biggest time of year for generating electricity with solar. From May to August are your biggest months. So in the winter, in December and January and February, when it's dark and miserable and the days are short, you're not generating as much electricity. So the excess that he's generating now is going to pay for when he has to take more from the grid in the wintertime. So what we do is we help figure out all those financials, the spreadsheets that Frank talked about. What is the cost of it? How are you paying it back? Frank, his business he had some reserves, and he was able to use that to pay cash for his system, which is fantastic. Not every business is in that position, or certainly many municipalities and nonprofits aren't. And there's other ways to pay for it. There's these complicated financing things called power purchase agreements, but we make it uncomplicated. And we have some companies who are able to offer, especially to nonprofits and governmental entities, some really reasonable ways to pay for solar over time. So what I would say is, it's great if you can make a decision soon, but if you miss this chance to get the investment tax credit, solar is still a good investment. Instead of it being a 6-year payback, maybe it would have been 10 or 11 years for Frank. but the costs continue to go down for solar, and electricity continues to go up. So as
Yeah.
electricity goes up, solar relatively is a better investment.
Lisa, I thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. It's been
God
a
bless
pleasure
you.
meeting
It's
you
great to
and
have
talking
you here
with
and
you.
give this kind of information out. Frank,
Thank you, Mayor.
good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
And
you.
success with your business,
Thank
and
you.
certainly on your new endeavor with this. You're already showing in a month
Yes.
what it can do.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
you heard all the information, and all the information will be on the screen, so everybody will get it. So call Lisa, call whatever information you get. I'm sure she'll work with you to give you the information. And I think I'm right, by the end of next year, this is gone.
Yes, we hope that perhaps with a new administration, it could be there could be a new tax incentive, but we certainly aren't counting on that.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this. You got some good information. I'm sure there's people out there going to think about this, because what Lisa said, electric's going up, and it's not, we see it here incredibly, and thank God we had, for 20 years we've had this here, but the electric is, all utilities, but electric especially right now. So I hope you got all the information, and if you don't get it, you can call my office and we'll get you all the information you need. Till next time, everybody, God bless.